Well, good evening, this is Houndog Steve coming to you on Monday the 25th of July. And here's a couple of health stories that I picked up on recently, and I thought they're kind of interesting. Vitamin D lowers risk of cancer. And I've been touting vitamin D for absolutely years now. They're talking here specifically about colorectal cancer, of which there has been just an absolute surge. It's 1 in 24 people will get colorectal cancer in their lifetime. But I understand that vitamin D basically causes your blood cells to pack closer together. And when they're packed closer together, it is a lot more difficult for a rogue cell or a cancer cell to get a hold, to get a blood supply. And so it just kind of bounces around and ends up in your elimination system, and goodbye cancer cell. Now you know that vitamin D is an important vitamin because it's one that we actually manufacture ourselves within our body. Sunlight reacts with cholesterol on the skin and it converts that into vitamin D. And although it doesn't suggest here walking around in the sun, because sun does actually combine with the cholesterol, it's probably your best source of vitamin D for the body. And about 15 minutes of sunlight on an normally unexposed part of your body will absorb about 25,000 units of vitamin D in that short period of time. They've done studies in Toronto with Somalian people who of course came across from a very hot sunny climate to a cooler and much less sunny climate, and there have been all kinds of vitamin D related illnesses to that group of people. And this is a great test case because you can definitively say that it was vitamin D that was lacking in the diet. And another thing, I'm going to actually post it below. I'll hunt around and find this video. Incredible video. It is a neurosurgeon down in Texas, and she has discovered a link between vitamin D and sleep apnea. And it's got to do with the paralyzing of this part of your body when you go to sleep, because of course when you sleep, that part of your body has to stay functioning because you have to breathe and swallow. And when you are too low in vitamin D, it interferes with that process, and this is why you start to fall asleep and you start to choke. Anyway, I'll link that video. It is absolutely fascinating because she couldn't understand why it wasn't just obese people that were having sleep apnea. There were all different body types were getting sleep apnea. Now this is mostly in women, but I think the study certainly would be equally effective on men. Now I do take vitamin D myself. My heritage is I have a little Maltese in me. My grandmother was Maltese, so I have a slightly darker complexion, and so I tend to need a lot more sun to get that amount of vitamin D. So I take 10,000 units of vitamin D every day, year round. Okay, I did do the test. I was taking 5,000 units of vitamin D, and the vitamin D test showed me as being low. And so I upped it to 10,000, and 10,000 said my test came back as normal. So I've been staying with that. And one thing I can definitely report to you is in the wintertime, when you have very low sunlight levels and you get these things called SADS, seasonal affective disorder, where people get depressed, boy oh boy, does vitamin D lighten that mood. So I can highly recommend that for winter sufferers of SADS, and just see if that doesn't perk you up. And yeah, just do 10,000 units and see how that goes. Now this is not medical advice, okay? I'm just saying it works for me. I'm not a doctor, but I have been taking 10,000 units a day for the last 10 years at least, if not longer, and I have felt no ill effects. Okay, so next health story. This is a real no-brainer, if you'll excuse the pun. Okay, exercise good for the brain study. I'm amazed that people get paid to do these studies. Because isn't it obvious? You know that any kind of exercise increases your blood flow. The brain probably has the largest quantity of blood in it at any one time. That's why when you cut your head, it bleeds profusely. But exercise always engages the brain. Breathing more oxygen, you become oxygenated. Everything about exercise is good for not just the brain but the entire body. And I exercise regularly. I bicycle, I snowshoe in the winter, I swim, I walk, I hike, I kayak, anything to get out there and make exercising enjoyable. You know, you don't have to necessarily be part of a group activity. So it doesn't have to be team sports, it can be individual sports, anything that gets you out there into the outdoors and moving that body. And you know, it kind of reminds me of a Simpson episode that I saw, and Homer Simpson is drinking a Mickey of vodka and chugging a jar of mayonnaise at the same time. And someone says to him, "Hey Homer, aren't you worried about your health there?" And Homer says, "Oh no, that's for a future Homer to worry about." Okay, well, we're all in that same situation, and you have a future you to think about. And the habits that you set up today in maintaining that future you. And trust me, in my business, I see people of every age, and there are plenty of 75-year-olds coming in my store who never thought they were going to get to 75. Okay, so pay attention, get on the ball, get out there, kick it around, and have some fun in the outdoors exercising. Okay, so last story. Hot dog stunt, real Wiener. I don't know if you can see the picture of that bottle of water. Somebody made an absolute killing in BC, and it was a festival and in Vancouver. Anyway, this chap is selling hot dog water. Comes in a Voss-like bottle filled with unfiltered water and a single hot dog. And it promises to help the drinker lose weight, increase brain function, look younger, increase vitality, according to the sign at the booth. The sign also claims that the drink is gluten-free, rich in sodium, and a source of electrolytes. So if you want to drink salty Wiener water, just get yourself a package of hot dogs, slip them in a pot of boiling water, wait till it cools, and drink that. Yeah, I'm almost, yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my God, drinking Wiener water and then eating the Wiener afterwards. Oh my God. That is absolutely disgusting. But they made an absolute fortune. They sold 60 litres of real hot dog water, and they were selling them $38 a bottle. $38 a bottle. Anyway, I know that it says here, but what stood out most about the protein-rich beverage was its sales pitch. Hot dog water, in its absurdity, hopes to encourage critical thinking related to product marketing and a significant role it can play in our purchasing choices. There you go, a little critical thinking, folks. Try that when you're shopping, and stay away from a Wiener in a bottle of water. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed some of these stories. If you did, please like and subscribe below, and we'll be talking to you real soon. You take care. It's Hound Dog signing off. See you now. Bye.